What's up? What's up? What's up?
What up?
You have tuned in to the iDads podcast. I'm your host, Matt. As always, I'm here with my co-host, Eric Alvarez. What's up, Eric?
What's up, Matt? What's going on? How you been?
It's listen, we're dads, so we're gonna talk about dad stuff today. This week's been a nightmare. As a dad, it's been exhausting. It's had its emotional ups and downs. It's been a week. And I know it's been a week for you. We've been in touch throughout the week, and I know you had grand plans this week, and all
Yes.
that came crashing down, and you ended up doing dad stuff. So what's up with you, man? That's what I want to know.
Well, as we talked, we had a huge vacation planned. Had the RV rented out, the spot, perfect spot in Malibu, beach view. Planning it with my kids. I even told my daughter we're gonna play in the sand. We're gonna kind of walk
Malibu,
the
you would have
beach.
seen some Kardashians, bro.
Nah, I don't think it's well. Yeah, they're on the other side of the hill.
Well,
That's what I
here's the
heard.
problem.
Calabasas or
Here's
something.
the problem. The Kardashian you would have seen would have been Caitlyn Jenner. Um, because I think he lives out there. So it's
Does
not
he?
like you're gonna see a good Kardashian. But anyway,
It's a
carry on.
celebrity though. It's a
Carry on.
celebrity. I'll
Yeah,
still take a
carry on.
picture.
Hey, Bruce
I,
Jenner, man, yeah,
hey,
gold medalist. So
I wouldn't
go
mind taking a picture, bro.
and you know what? Props to him for whatever she's doing now is crazy. But Malibu, you're going to Malibu. All right. Had it
Yes, we're
all
going
planned
to
out. Sorry, I had to butt
had
in.
it all planned out, and actually we're planning on going out Sunday. Um, and it's just a fortunate thing that my father-in-law fell and broke his hip, so we had to transport him to the hospital and stuff like that. So we had to wait for his surgery. So we had all our plans was canceled. I mean, just imagine telling that to your kids. Hey, you know what? By the way, our trip is canceled. They were concerned of grandpa, making sure he was okay. But after a while, they're like, okay, let's go. Where's the beach that you promised us? Where's the fun that we were gonna have for this week of vacation, not doing chores around the house for a whole week?
Listen, if I would have tell my son that we're gonna do something and then we don't do it, I mean, my son is like I tell him, "Hey, Dad's gonna go out. We're gonna go jump on the trampoline in 15 minutes." He's coming in the room every 5 minutes, every minute. Hey, you ready to go jump on the trampoline, Dad? You ready to go outside now, Dad? So you can imagine like a big event, like something out of the ordinary. And we've been cooped up for a year due to COVID. And we're finally able to kind of go out and do things and to now go, hey, that big
By the
thing
way,
yeah, that, oh,
luckily, Grandpa's doing better. He went well through the surgery. Everything is good. I mean, like I said, I'm not the kind of RV kind of guy camping. Yeah, I love camping, but it's just a vacation. I would rather be in Cancun or somewhere in Mexico, just at a beach resort. But with COVID and all that, I didn't want to risk my family, so we decided to do the camping thing in the RV, and kind of just isolate ourselves and walk the beach and just kind of stay safe at the same time.
and I feel terrible for saying this because as you know, we're really, really big in New Jersey of all places. Um, on our YouTube.
Still.
Yeah, it's kind of changed. Like now we're like going overseas now. I don't know. I don't pay much attention to the statistics to be honest with you, but I'm just joking. But for those in New Jersey, and our fans all over the world, in the United States, we've had
Mexico too.
beautiful weather. Yeah, Mexico, definitely shout out to our folks in Mexico.
Yeah.
But we've had beautiful weather here in California the last couple days. I mean, it's been 80 degrees, close to 80 degrees the other day. We've had beautiful weather and it's been awesome. But, unlike other parts of the country that are having terrible weather, but have,
Texas.
yeah, have different COVID restrictions where they can actually go out and eat and go to restaurants and do all these things. We're still in lockdown mode here and we have this beautiful weather and we're stuck in the house. And I'm complaining about that. And people in other states are going like, hey, we could go do whatever we want right now, and we're stuck in the house because it's negative 32 degrees, or whatever it is,
or
and
snowed in.
yeah, snowed in, or we're in Dallas or Texas or whatever. So I mean, it stuff's crazy everywhere, all over the world. But California, at least we've had some nice weather. And for me, I've been just pumping the kids to get outdoors, to go do something outside, to get out of the house. Last week, I say it's a nightmare week as a dad, and I only say that because last week the kids were out of school, President's Week or whatever holiday they get off. The kids were out of school, but last week we decided, my wife and I, to take away the kids' iPads, and
Ooh.
that's frightening. That is, I mean, it's frightening. As for me thinking about it, it's frightening because, to be honest, as dads, as
Bad
parents,
parents, bad parents.
as bad parents that we
And
are,
COVID.
and COVID, and being locked up in the house and being
Right.
around these little monsters all day long, iPads have been great because they become a distraction. But as everything with technology, um, it's becoming a big problem in my house. iPads, technology, electronics. Hey, we're iDads, and we tell you, hey, iPads. Forget it, man. We're iDads. You need a lot more iDads in your life than you do iPads right now, because these iPads are they're going to destroy our children. And especially here in California, we got great weather. They need to go outside and mess around and be kids. Um, for you and I as kids growing up, it was different. We had video game. I mean, we're the generation that kind of we started having video games. Did you have the video game systems, Eric? Did you have any
Sega Genesis,
Sega
Madden.
Genesis? Uh, there was one that came out for a minute, Dreamcast. I
Oh,
don't know if you
Dreamcast.
had, but that one
No,
was only dope because it had this the racing game. Um, anyways, but I mean, we're a generation, we kind of just started getting video games, but it wasn't really big. I mean, you got video games, but I know I did. I spent most of my time outside. Did you? Were you always outside? Were you playing on video games all day?
no video games to tell you the truth. I mean, growing up in the East Side, I mean, we had a basketball hoop attached to one of the city lights. I mean, we would play basketball till late at night, even in the rain. So we were pretty much active outside. We
Milk
played
crate,
football on the
milk
street.
crate attached to a pole,
Exactly everything, man.
stick a ball on a rope on a pole, and you're playing tetherball like
actually
some
actually
nerds.
that milk crate, on our bikes trying to jump over it. I mean, that, I still remember those milk crates. It came in handy with anything. You can use them as soccer posts. I mean, you name it, we had it all. So it was mainly outside. I mean, we didn't really have any of these iPads or any concerns or any issues with, I mean, I don't know if I told you, but with my daughter, I mean, she has this game called Roadblocks.
Yep,
Okay.
my kids are on it.
Okay, so so you heard of it. So that game, I mean, my daughter, she's really sweet, really kind, and she's a 9-year-old, really sweet, really kind. She volunteers. There's an option for where you can voluntarily provide or give somebody a trust give or something. She called it something. I don't know exactly what she called it, but you can give them items as a trust trade. Okay, but
Folks out there hustling, yeah.
yeah, but the other person doesn't really need to give you something back. It's a trust trade that you guys make an arrangement that, yeah, you're going to give me something. I'm going to give you this little item I have here in my roadblocks. You're going to give me that item, but it's
I'm
just a
gonna give you this
trust.
little polka dot fanny pack for your, striped headband.
Pretty much. And a lot of people, and this stuff costs money. $1.99 here, dollar something here. So I bought her a few things because she wanted to buy some stuff. I said, okay, let's work. I'm looking at what she's doing. But I started seeing a pattern where she would give things out, and the people that promised her things wouldn't give her things back. So her emotions started to change. She started to being a little depressed, a little frustrated. You could see it in her that she was a little upset. And then it got to a point where she was crying on one occasion, and I had to step in. And what do you do as an iDad? You're like, who do we beat up? My daughter's crying. What's going on? Who's taking her toys? I
You
mean,
beat up
we're
the
ready to go.
iPad.
Is that? I mean, that's what I should have done, right? But then it came out of my wallet, so I just got to say, okay, let's put it away.
Then you send
You
out an
know,
angry email to that guy on Roadblocks, like, "Hey, Mister Mean 754, you took the
12-year
trust
old,
of my 9-year-old, you little
12-year
punk."
old, right?
I don't know. It's probably some 30-year-old in like freaking Switzerland or something.
So I mean, and then that kind of stuff, kind of threw me off guard because I mean, like I said, we used to play outside. We never had these issues. We don't have to worry about iPads and what they're playing and who they talking to and how they, there's a lot of cyberbullying happening, especially in these iPads. And we as dads need to monitor that a lot closer.
And that was the genesis of it for my wife and I is we've been I've been a terrible dad. I won't even speak for my wife because she's an angel, she's a saint. But I as a dad, me dad, this dad, I've been terrible at it. And so
Yeah.
when my wife was like, "Hey, I'm thinking of taking the iPads away," I was 100% on board, knowing that by doing that there would be consequences, not just consequences for the kids, but there would be consequences for us as parents. So it was a whole week, no school, no iPads. Um, and you know what? It was an amazing week. As stressful as it was, and I say it was stressful um, because it's exhausting, right? My kids are constantly now because they're not distracted by the iPads every 30 minutes. Hey mom, hey dad, hey this, hey that.
Yeah.
But it's been great. They're they're be I hate to say it, but it's a great thing. But their behaviors have been so much better since they haven't had their iPads. Since they haven't been, watching YouTube Kids or on Roadblocks or any of that stuff. And it's hard for us as parents to monitor what they do on those devices. As much as we try, I mean, I called my sister over and I said, "Hey, can you come over and help me with these iPads to kind of just lock them up so the kids can't go on certain things?" Right? I'm
Yeah.
sure you have some of those same restrictions. Um,
I do. I do. I mean, like I said, I mean, the first thing when you see your daughter, crying, getting emotional over an iPad or over a game, I mean, the first thing is I went straight to my wife. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, I was a little hard on my wife with that because there was just so much frustration in me. I'm failing as a dad. I mean, who's making my daughter cry over an iPad, over a game? So yeah, we definitely got together. We sat down. We applied some restrictions, some time. You know, we actually put the laptop and her iPad in common area where we're all around. Monitoring what she does. My wife has all her passwords. She's actually using her name, her login, so my wife can go in there and look at it anytime that she needs to look at her stuff. So um,
and as parents, I encourage you do spot checks on those
oh yeah,
iPads. Check the search history. Because these kids don't know how to hide, their tracks. They don't know how to do that stuff. So check the search histories. Check where they're going. Check the games they're playing. Um, but really try to find a balance because we didn't have a good balance around here, and it was a lot of iPad time and a lot of screen time and not a lot of outdoor time. um,
yeah,
and for my son, he hates that. Like, he hates to be indoors and on the iPad. He wants to be outdoors playing. For my daughter, it's scary because she's like her dad. She could sit there and veg on TV or an iPad forever. Like, I mean, I could do that. I could listen. I finished Netflix. I've seen it all on Netflix. I've completed Netflix. So I could binge watch with the best of them, and that's scary. And our kids need a balance, and we've got to be that balance. And you know what that meant for me this week? It meant I spent an unhealthy amount of time on the trampoline this week. We got a
there
big
you
old
go. Good
trampoline at the house.
exercise.
Bought the kids, my son, for his birthday. Actually won in a raffle at work. got a trampoline for my son, and I've spent this last week. I've spent so much time in that trampoline. I'm doing double backflips and misty flips and corkscrews and 900s. And in fact, I was doing so many tricks. My son and my daughter both go, "Is that Tony Hawk in our trampoline?" And I said, "No, kids, it's just your dear old dad,
Just that.
just your dear old
Totally.
iDad." So,
Beautiful.
so we've been in the trampoline, but I've been watching this guy on Instagram, San Jose Fools. I've been following this guy on Instagram. San Jose Fools is just a funny name, but they've been having guest people, moderate the Instagram page. And so last week it was a guy that was super active. So he was hitting up all the skate parks in the Bay Area here. But he reminded me of a spot that now I'm like dying to take my son. So in the next couple of days, but Calabasas, over here, the Calabasas bike park or whatever.
Oh, nice,
They got
nice,
little
nice.
bunny hills, so dad can go over some jumps safely and not kill himself. But then they have like some bigger jumps for the kids that want to get crazy and wild. So
Yeah, let me know when you're gonna go. I definitely need to take my 3-year-old. I mean, just
you're
the other day, man. We had finished watching with my 9-year-old. We finished watching that Cobra Kai, the second season of Cobra Kai,
was it any good?
and I mean, growing up, I mean, with Daniel Larusso, Miyagi, dude. I mean, I'm a big fan. I'm gonna be honest, dude. I'm gonna get the shirt. I'm gonna get the Miyagi shirt. I'm gonna try to get the Cobra Kai and stuff. So I started, practicing with my daughter, dodging, just being a little rough. And my wife's like, you need to stop being rough. They're gonna lose respect for you. You need to, make sure that you're not, being playing too rough with them. I said, okay, whatever. I sat down. We were watching the movie. My daughter, my 3-year-old, she was watching the Cobra Kai. She didn't say much. She saw my 9-year-old doing some moves and all that, and so she got kind of a little excited. So I got a phone call. All I feel was she jumped on top of the couch and she yelled out Cobra Kai and literally just hits me on the side out of nowhere. My 3-year-old. I turned back and I'm upset. I'm like, okay, who hit me? I was looking, okay, what happened? It's just, I'm not playing right now. I'm on the phone. It's not playtime
You
right
didn't
now.
know if wifey was pissed off and coming
Yeah,
back for
I
something you
said,
did like two
yeah,
days
exactly.
ago.
Is it the wifey? What was it? Did she swing at me? I didn't even know. So I mean, definitely. I mean, you got to watch what you see in front of your children too, as well. I mean, that's just a real good eye opener for me. That yeah,
you
we
you
need to we need to
you
watch
think
what
that's
we.
an eye opener, Eric? If you think that's an eye opener, let me just share with you what my 7-year old did to us as we were having a discussion with our kids. We weren't yelling at them, they weren't in trouble, but we were having a conversation. Hey, we're going to take away the iPads because as parents, we want what's best for you. And right now, what's best for you is to kind of take away your iPads. And my daughter and they ask questions like why. And I'm not a big component of the parenting that goes because I said so, right? Like when the kids say, when you tell them, "Hey, don't jump on the beds," and they go, "Well, why?" And I said, "Because I said so." Like it doesn't matter why, just don't do it. Like I think there's a time and a place for that conversation, but I also think, when you're having this serious conversation and you're explaining to them like, "Hey, we're going to take away your iPads," and they go, "Why?" I think that's a perfect time to explain to them why you're doing that as a parent so that they can have a little bit of insight
Yeah,
as to it. And so I would explain to her is like, I'm not really a fan of some of the things that I've seen you guys watching, right?
yeah,
Not that it was anything bad, but my son's watching, 13 and 16-year-old girls doing cheerleading moves, which is fine. But, my 9-year-old son is impressionable. He's not going to look at it as
yeah,
just, girls having a good time and being fun and it's something different to him, right? And so we explained to him like we just don't like the things that you guys that you're watching and we just want to kind of reel it back in. And my daughter looks at me and my wife and she goes, "Well, what about what you guys watch on TV?" And I'm like, first of all, I look at her and I'm like, "What are you talking about, little girl? Because all daddy watches is sports. That's it." Um, but that's not true because we were just watching The
Mhm.
Matrix, you know, over
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, and we had to shoo him out of the room. And so it dawned on me, like, yeah, she's right. Like, I need to be careful what I
Yeah.
consume, especially when they're around, right? Um, and so it was a wake up call. And so because we haven't been doing as much iPad and stuff, and we've been spending more time now, when my daughter comes in and we spend time in the house, we've been watching TV together. We've been watching this show. Listen, please don't take away my man card. Um,
Telenovela.
no, it's worse than that. Please don't listen. I'm an iDad through and through, folks. I am an iDad. Like, I'm hardcore iDad. Remember, if my fingernails aren't dirty, I'm not doing life right. But we've been watching the TLC network. I don't know what that sounds stands for, TLC, but I would
Yeah.
imagine it's a television network driven and geared towards women. Uh, but I've been watching this show, Out Daughtered. I'm sure you
Out.
haven't seen it. I'm sure you haven't
No.
seen it, Eric,
No.
because it's on the TLC network. Out Daughtered. It's about this family in Texas. They had five, what is it, quintuplets, girls. They already had an older daughter, so they have six girls, and it's this dad. Really, I watched it for the dad's perspective because I'm like, six girls, holy cow, what a nightmare. Um, but yeah, dude, and I've been watching with my daughter. She loves it because the little girls are like 4 years old. So there's five 4 year olds running around. Could you imagine that, dog?
No, please, no. I,
Like, and how do you like having that many kids? How do you monitor that many iPads? Right? We're talking about
it's-
monitoring what our kids watch. Having that many kids, how do you monitor what they're consuming? Like, at that point, you can't have any. We have zero electronics in the house. You have enough siblings to go basically create a basketball team. So go outside and play basketball. That
That's
would be
true.
my advice.
Yeah,
I
no.
would I would be training those five girls to be
WNBA.
basketball stars. I mean, they can all play for Stanford, get a full ride, you know, insane. That's where I'd be investing my time. But these parents on the show are amazing. They seem like amazing parents. Uh, the husband is like, dude has the patience of a monk.
Really.
Like, literally, he's got the patience of a monk.
Man, that's what. Trust me, when I got hit by my 3-year-old, that's what I needed. Patience. I was looked around. I'm like, who did this? And my 9-year-old looks at me like, well, she did. Are you gonna do something about it, Daddy? Oh, if it was me, you would have done something. I said, what? You want me to ground her? Is that what you're saying? She's a 3-year-old. What do you want me to do? And she's just looking at me like, yeah, but I mean, I'm over here trying to, in the middle, trying to be fair.
See,
Oh.
you messed up. What you should have done is told your 9 year old to be like, "What's up? You gonna let her handle your dad like that?
Right?
Like, you don't have your dad's back?"
Exactly.
You know, when I fight with my kids, I'm fighting with one of them, and you would think the other one would come in and save the sibling. Nah, they're always on dad's team. So
Oh, I'm
it's
dead.
dangerous, man. Like, you get one kid you're fighting, and then you get another kid that wants to beat up the kid that you're dominating. It's not very fun at that point for one kid. You know what I mean? Like, why does it always got to be you and dad against me? Like, I don't
No,
know. They
my
just pick me. So you messed up. You should have told your daughter to
yeah.
handle your business.
It just happens so quickly. Your 9-year-old's like over there questioning and like your authority. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? You call mom real quick. Let me let me her step in with you.
Definitely, I'm seeing my kids testing the boundaries, right?
Yeah.
And not only testing the boundaries, but also questioning the boundaries. Like,
Yes.
you say that I can't go across this line, but I'm curious on what the other side of that line, and I'm going to cross it just to see.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to see what you're going to do about me crossing that. Like,
Yeah.
bro, I've gotten some looks from my daughter, that if looks could kill, and and this is what's scary as a parent. You're supposed to be in control, and you're supposed to be
Yeah.
authoritative, and you're supposed to be, have the answers and the solutions, and have the right words. I'm telling you, man, when my daughter looks at me sometimes with this look like death, I'm as a father, I'm scared, bro. I'm petrified. Like, she scares me. So
You should see
how
you should see my wife's look.
that's what I'm saying. That's the problem. Like, this look is so
It's
identical to the
genetic.
look my
It's
wife
genetic.
gives that I'm already accustomed to like duck, and like, and I'm supposed to be the dad, you know, barking out orders, and she
Right.
gives me this death look, and I just cower in fear. And that's not what an iDad's about. That's not what we're about here.
Stop.
Um, and so I gotta fix that. I gotta overcome my fears. I can't let my 7-year-old rule my life.
That's why I always get mom involved. It gets to a certain point where, okay, all right, we call mom.
She gonna throw that chunkla at you for sure.
Throw the chancla.
Better duck. Better watch out.
Yeah.
So the vacation. I'm sorry to hear about your father-in-law, and my prayers go out to you and your family, and I hope that he has a speedy recovery. Um,
Thank you.
that's that's the tough part about getting older. Now you're doing it much more gracefully than I am, because if you look at your beard over there, that thing is fresh to death, dude. I don't have that much dark in my beard anymore. It is all gray. But your beard is looking. I mean, as we get older, you are just looking better and better, my
I'm
friend.
starting. I do have a lot of gray over here, but
Stop it.
you can't
Just
really
stop
see
it.
it.
Stop
You
it.
know.
I saw a meme the other day.
Uh,
It said like, when there's a girl looks like a 10 because she has makeup off, but then you take the makeup off and she looks like a 4, like that's messed up. But when a dude looks like a 10 wearing a hat and then he takes the hat off and he looks like a 4, that's messed up. And I fall into that category. Like,
oh, no.
I take off this hat and definitely go from like a solid 8.5, and you take this hat off and I'm a 2.
Number two.
And
No, you're
that's what
not. No,
but
you're
in
not.
I know.
I seen that lovable side of you, man. There's just this side of you, man. I seen you in action, man. I
Don't
sometimes you're talking to somebody and you talk so nice and sweet that next thing you know, I'm over there reaching over to give you a hug, and I'm like,
do it, dude.
what is this going
Just
on? I'm just gonna hug you one day,
just
and
just
you'll
pass
know
out
that
hugs
that's when you'll know that you were just on that you were on it and you knew what you were
without
doing.
skipping a beat. I'll just reach my arm and just,
There you go.
hug you back, man, like without skipping a beat. Um, that's but yeah, like I was saying, the thing about getting older is
Yeah.
watching those that we love get older. Whether
Yes.
it's your grandparents or your parents or whatever. Um, that's really really tough because um, these people have helped shape and mold your life for so many years and have been consistently there for you, and then now they're at a point where they need you more. My parents are starting to need me more. Not I mean, my parents can still get it done, don't get me wrong, like they'll work circles around anyone.
We'll still put a whip into the back.
listen listen the, the reason I'm so scared of that look my daughter gives me is because I've been getting that look for 38 years. My mom perfected it, my wife inherited it, and now my daughter is just building upon it. And that death look, listen, my mom, I love my mom, and my mom loves me. And we got a good relationship, and that's all I'm gonna say about that because I don't want to get I don't want I don't want to get whooped, you know what I mean? So, no, listen, my mom will throw a chunkla.
She'll throw chocolate too.
She'll throw a chunkla. She'll throw it. I mean, she'll throw a chunkla, Coke bottle, Coke can, like
Whatever's around, huh? Yeah, I know. My
back.
mom
I
was the
mean,
same,
yeah,
and they got this amazing accuracy. I mean, you could be down the hallway and they'll just with precise.
yeah. It's called it's like a mommy sniper. They're mommy
Mommy
snipers.
sniper. Mommy
Um,
sniper.
because listen, if my wife tried to hit you with something that she was throwing at you, 10 out of 10 times she's gonna miss you. Okay. But if mommy's pissed off and she needs to throw something at you, 9 out of 10 times you're getting hit with that chunkla.
The mommy sniper.
She's a mommy sniper. My wife's a
Yep.
mommy sniper. She has no athletic ability. She has not one athletic bone in her body. But if she needs to throw something at you, she gonna hit you.
Sniper.
She going pro in chunkla toss. So,
Oh man, that's funny.
but I am bummed that your vacation, because that did sound like a dope vacation, taking the RV and driving down south. And I was hoping to share pictures of your
Yeah.
vacation, but uh, you did send me a picture that you were doing iDad stuff. I saw you fixing a leaky sprinkler.
Yes. Yes. It was a nightmare. Trust me, a nightmare. Once you start messing with PVC pipes and they're, been there for quite some time. Once you start repairing one, the other one breaks, and it's just a constant battle. So
And we're iDads, right? So it's not I I don't get it twisted. Being iDads doesn't mean we know everything. We don't. We know absolutely nothing. Um,
YouTube.
but we can YouTube like a mug. Um, we can watch videos and we can follow and we can learn from other guys that don't know what they're doing either. And
Right?
so if you're here learning how to dad, that's why you're here, learning from two guys that don't know what they're doing, but we're learning and we're
Yes.
growing together and we're becoming better men because of it. We're becoming better husbands because of it, and we're becoming better dads.
Dads.
And if I
You know,
might say, we're becoming better iDads because of it.
100%. I agree with you.
So
You
if you need
know,
lessons on how to fix a sprinkler, hit up my man E.
let me know, right? Got
How
it
long's that
done.
sprinkler? Hey, here, let's just break it down. How long has that sprinkler been
You had
leaking?
to bring it up, right? A good 6 months, man. Let's put it that way.
Solid 6 months. So
Yes.
listen, as iDads, we can get it done. Just maybe 6 months delayed. That's all.
6 months of my wife just telling me, get it fixed, get it fixed, get it fixed. She finally said, get it fixed, or I'm going to get somebody to get it fixed. I said, okay, okay.
She had to
I mean,
cancel.
I'm
She
not
had to
gonna.
cancel a vacation to get you to
Yes,
fix it.
I said no. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna get it fixed.
I really I met your wife the other day. Um,
Oh, yeah, you did come
was
on. You came
which
over. Yeah.
was a pleasure to meet her the other day. And I'm gonna say something that I hope I don't get in trouble from your wife. But I've been thinking about it since I was over there, and I got to meet your wife, and I saw your daughter, who was just munching on French fries, as cute as can be.
Yes.
Your daughter was adorable,
Don't let
but
that fool you. Don't
but
let that
you
fool
have all those women in your house, and I met another woman in your life, and it was your little dog named Bella.
you. Oh yes.
Um, and I'm gonna say this, and I say this with the utmost respect and love.
Don't take my what? What do you?
I'm gonna start a GoFundMe so we can get that dog's eye fixed. Um, that poor dog was so cute, and then it looked at me, and we locked eyes, bro. And that cataracts that dog is dealing with, we locked eyes, and my heart melted. And so I'm thinking of starting a GoFundMe to see if we can't get that cataracts fixed in your dog's eyes, baby Bella.
please, please start it. Start it.
I hope. I mean, I hope your wife doesn't take offense or think that I'm
No,
making
no.
making fun of
Actually,
your dog. That
no.
dog,
She
your
she's
dog was
she's
a
been
gem.
she's been trying to get some appointments in, with all this code restrictions. I mean, there's really not much you can, in-house kind of going in there and, getting the surgery done for her. So there's still a couple options that we're already working on. But yeah, no, go ahead, start the fund me account. I'll put a nice little video up or something about of Bella.
Hey, we're gonna get that dog some LASIK. We're gonna do something. We're gonna like, you know what and then you told me you're like, yeah. I'm like, hey, how long have you had the dog? How long have you had it?
It's probably about a year.
About a year,
Yeah,
right? And then you're like, yeah, it's a pound dog. And I'm like, okay,
it's a
but
rescue dog. I mean,
it's a
this dog.
rescue. Okay,
Yeah, they've actually abused the dog. She has a bad back. So when we first got her, she was, I mean, she couldn't even walk. So we started
Dang.
feeding her. We started, taking care of her, bathing her slowly.
Bro, that's a
And
lot
now
of
she's
work. You're
actually.
not, bro, you're a dad to a daughter and a
Can you
dog that
believe?
has that needs special attention. Like you're a saint, bro. Like you're raising two daughters and that dog.
And it's
And
my
do they
my
pay you
daughter.
to take a dog like that, or do you have to pay to adopt a dog like that?
No, no, they actually just gave it to us. I mean,
They
it was actually from a friend of my wife's
do
that
they give
couldn't
it to you
keep
with
the
like a
dog
warranty or anything? Like,
with a
yo,
chip.
if the hip goes out in the first year, we'll cover it. Like, does it have like 100,000 mile warranty on it? Like, I'm just curious because that sweet like you guys brought that dog into your life a year ago,
Yes.
and your daughters, I'm sure, love Bella,
Hey, that's a
right?
friend of the family you're talking about, man. You don't understand. I mean, we've gotten attached to this dog.
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. This dog is a part of the family. This dog, listen,
With a bad eye, okay?
bro. This dog, this listen, that dog is a part of the family. That dog is very well taken care of. I am not saying a disparaging word about that beautiful dog of yours or your angelic family that is taking this dog in. I'm just curious. I'm just curious how it works when you adopt a dog that that has that many problems. If it came with a warranty or because like poor thing like that. Now I am gonna start the GoFundMe for the cataract surgery.
You
Maybe
know
we'll
what?
have to give the dog
I
little
was I
doggy
was
edibles, for
you know
that
what, Matt?
cataracts, like
To
Smokey
be
said.
honest with you,
Let
I
me
was
let me
so
get a little something for that, a little something for that for my cataract. Remember that from Friday? Ridiculous.
I was surprised when my wife showed up with a dog. I'm like, what are we doing with a dog that can't even walk? What am I gonna do? Is he gonna guard the house? Is he gonna and it's a she? I said, "Oh, now I gotta, make sure that no other dog comes into the backyard."
You messed up. See, in
So
in that show I'm watching on TLC, Out Doddard, the
mhm.
dad got a dog without the wife's okay, and but at least he brought in a dude dog. Like you messed up. You let your wife go behind your back and bring home a female dog, and let alone, I mean, your wife. To me, this just
You
affirms
are
in
making me laugh, man. You
this
don't even
this
understand.
this affirms in my mind that the Alvarez family is a family full of the Lord's children. Like you are doing you guys are angels over there. You are doing God's work, raising a family, and then literally take we lost our dog this last year. We had to put our dog down, and
Ye-
we haven't replaced it because it's a commitment. Not only did you guys take on a commitment of a dog, but you took on the commitment of a dog that had, um, an eye issue, um, and
and a bad back.
well,
I
listen,
don't know if you've seen her. Did you see her walk? And
I
she was
did
just like,
see.
oh, looking all.
I will never be one to knock on someone's hitch in their get up, because the older I get, the harder it is for me to walk around and get up. So I'm not going to talk about your dog, the fact that your dog was walking on its two front feet
Yeah.
to greet me. I'm just talking about the moment we locked eyes, and that was the moment. That was the moment I knew that this dog, in fact, this dog needs an Instagram page of its own, and I will be starting a GoFundMe. So, um, listen, that's it, plain and simple. I love the Alvarez family, and I love Bella, the dog, and um,
The eyeball transplant. The eyeball
well, it doesn't need an eyeball transplant. Like they have procedures where they can
Yeah,
go in
no,
and
they're
like,
gonna
you know, take that thing off the eye.
that glossy eye.
Yeah, it looked like a marble. Um, so, but that is great that I mean
No, we
that
definitely. I mean, she's. I mean, if you
she is loved. I could tell
when
that dog is loved beyond compare by you guys.
yeah, no, you should. I mean, the condition she came in. I mean, now, I mean, for me to be able to walk her around the around the park. I mean, it's a 360, so she's making progress. I mean, as we're addressing certain things as we go, but she's going to be up and healthy in the next few weeks. So hopefully everything goes well.
Hey, it's tough for two dads living in the Bay Area. It's tough for a dad, any dad living in the Bay Area. If you want to help out the Alvarez family and Bella to getting cataract surgery for that eye, then please don't hesitate to hit us up at iDads podcast at yahoo.com, or on any of our social media.
We could see eye to
Um,
eye.
we will be um, we, dude, this bit has gone too far. I got my wife coming over. She's trying to whisper jokes at me. I know you're dying. I'm sure your wife's probably in the background cracking up, you know. Like, this is what I want you to do, Eric. Uh, are you listening?
Hey, can you just imagine Bella looking through the fence, through that peephole? You just see her marble eye.
Terrifying. Eric, this is what I need you to do for me.
What's going on?
I need you and my wife has volunteered. She will come do a doggy photo shoot for Bella. And because I want to our the people that watch this, the 32 people who have subscribed on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you for enduring this show to this point, but thank you for subscribing. The 32 subscribers really, really want to see a picture of Bella. So if you want, my wife will come over, do a little doggy photo shoot of Bella, and maybe we could launch that into, the Bella Instagram page, or, at least the Bella GoFundMe eyeball replacement fund. But we'll do something. We're going to get a picture next week of Bella. Maybe not next episode because we got a guest next episode.
Yes.
But in the coming weeks, tune in to the iDads podcast. We will be dropping an exclusive photo of the beautiful Bella Alvarez dog.
Of the
So
eye Bella.
oh my, bro, Bella, dads,
it's a sign, bro.
your dog is like our mascot.
There you go.
The one-eyed dog.
The one-eyed dog.
For iDads podcast. So we will be dropping a picture, an exclusive photo. You won't see this photo anywhere. You will not find it on TMZ. You will not find it in the National Enquirer. You will not find it in the San Jose Mercury News or the San Francisco Chronicle, but you will find it here on the iDads podcast. A beautiful picture of Bella. I'm going to make that happen. We'll get a picture of Bella. Eric,
yeah, I'll make sure to put the bows and make sure she's looking pretty.
We'll get her a little bath. We may.
Can I put some sunglasses on though?
That was gonna be. We may put some sunglasses, because listen, you don't want to scare the viewers. Like we don't we're drumming up a little sympathy, but you've seen those videos, with Sarah McLachlan where she's singing that song and those poor dogs. Like, we don't want to do that. We're gonna do something tasteful. But
see, man, you're making my dog look like it's a very beautiful dog. It's really nice, really
that's
cute.
what I'm saying. I listen. I do not mean any disrespect, and I do not mean
sunglasses on
any harm to Bella at all. I only want good things for her. So, listen, you've tuned into the iDads podcast. We're coming up to the end here.
Tell them to hit some comments, man. Tell them to
drop some comments,
some ideas.
Drop some things that you want us to talk about, some questions you have, some struggles as a dad, some things you're going through. Drop it in the comments. Hit subscribe. We'll be back. We got a special guest next week, Chris Parks. I think it's if you have a chance, check it out. It's the Simple Man Project. Is I think the name of it. Check him out on YouTube. Check out his website, The Simple Man Project. Chris Parks, he'll be with us next week, and we'll be just again, we'll be chopping it up. We may be talking about Bella, Eric's dog, or we may be talking about anything else that's going on.
Or the prison pee. or something.
Prison P. No. So Eric, as always, man, I'm glad we were able to link up, get this thing knocked out here. To everybody that's listened, that's been watching on YouTube, supporting us, following our Instagram, following our Facebook. I can't thank you guys enough. I can't thank you for the support. We appreciate it. Hope you guys appreciate what we're pumping out here.
Thank you all.
Thank
Let's
you.
let's
And
see let's see those comments.
again, we got our iPhones. My kids don't got their iPads because them have been taken away and confiscated. But there's iPads floating around out there. There's iPhones. There's iMacs. There's iTunes. There's everything. There's iBella now. But you have been listening to the iDads podcast, and we thank you for joining us. And we'll see you again next time. Peace.